I'm on a quest to find music and art. Supporting local talent is the place I start. Yeah, this is our culture, the place to be. Games, books, arts and crafts and jewelry. This the guardians of the geekery. 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 And now for today's episode of Guardians of the Geekery with your hosts, Matt, Carol, and Joey.
Woohoo! Guardians of the Geekery. Oh yeah, we are back and talking about getting to the Geekery, my friends. It is the Geekery Market coming at you Saturday, November 9th, 2024, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. You know what? It's like real life Etsy for geeks when you really stop and think about it. That's what it is. That's what it is. It's at that old Cabarrus Arena and Event Center. It is 30,000 square feet of what? Geeky goodness. Holy for holy. And one of the people that's coming back to join us is Christine Brunson. Christine, welcome, everybody.
Hey, Christine, welcome back. I love your choice of colors. My earrings match your shirt. Perfect.
Yes.
Perfect.
Totally not planned.
Not planned at all. So welcome back to the Geekery Market. So for people who didn't attend last year, and why didn't you? And are you planning to attend this year? Because you better be. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're going to be bringing with you.
Well, hello again. I'm Christine, aka Steen, and I am a comic book creator, an artist, and general silly person. And last year and this year, I will be returning with more comic books. I will have a new one that I'm working on right now, hopefully.
Oh wow! Yeah,
but I will have some more Undead Norm. It's my Zomedy. I'm holding up the comic. It's got the goofy Norm as he meets and eats interesting people along the way. More scary than gory. And then we have my magical girl, the Sweet Sentinel of Justice. Fairy Floss is one of the bittersweet sentinels. And she has to defeat the evil rot with her friends. And that one, I'm hoping to have a new issue of that one out. But right now I am redrawing a comic I did back in 2016 as part of the Daily Prompt drawing. It was part of a Charleston, South Carolina art gallery. It was like this tiny little sketchbook. I think it was like 2.5 by like 3.5 inches is how little the sketchbook was.
Yeah.
So of course it's one of a kind. So I'm currently in the process of redrawing it, and hopefully by November we'll have it as a graphic novel then. But I have all kinds of stickers and such. I think last year y'all saw my my little Godzilla little cutie, and I don't remember if I had Mothra there or not, but his best girl Mothra and her little Daisy Dukes and stuff.
Yes, I remember the Mothra tattoo on the Godzilla. So,
oh my goodness.
And for our audio listeners, you need to go to YouTube and see what she's holding up because it's so cute.
Yes.
So.
Yes, it's adorable.
And speaking of the tattoo on Godzilla, I realized when I was drawing Mothra that she is actually unclothed in the tattoo on Godzilla, because I was drawing her. I was trying to design her clothes. I'm like, oh my goodness. Well, that fits the redneck theme on it, but it's just his best girl. He can't help it. But yeah, I got all kinds of art. Mostly, it's been a lot of anime influence because that's what my child and my husband and I are really into, like some My Hero stuff.
Ooh.
And here's another one. We got Princess Peach.
Oh, so cute.
And some of my own characters too. I got my little witch who likes to garden and such. So there's like a lot of original and fan art, and as of course some old school Inuyasha type stuff.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
So I range from a lot of different stuff. I do have some comic book, Marvel and DC type stuff, and some that my nephew got me into. This one, The Amazing Digital Circus. So it's a YouTube cartoon and such. So I have some stuff for the the younger geeks too. But yeah, I got a lot of stickers. And
What is your favorite anime?
favorite anime? Ooh,
What is your favorite anime?
that is a hard one. Of course, Sailor Moon has a soft spot for me for happening in some of my formative years, and showing how women can be tough, and that also that gender identity is kind of fluid kind of thing in love. But let's see, like most modern ones, I actually really love My Hero Academia, but mostly because I watch it with my son and my husband a lot, and it's my son's favorite. So he has me drawing every single character. There's like 300 of them. So yes,
There's
if
a
you
lot of
follow me on
characters
any,
in that one.
yes, he has all their birthdays written down too. So he reminds me, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to skip over some of them and come back to that one. But that's one of my favorite ones too. But like generally Sailor Moon and old Robotech, the Macross Saga are some of my
Oh
like
gosh, yeah.
solid
I
favorites.
love me some Robotech. Yeah.
Oh goodness, yes, yes. Robots and singing, although I'm not really a big fan of Min-May, but I love the robots and
Well, the robots were my thing. So
yeah,
yeah, Robotech, Robotech and Gundam were my
yes.
staples.
Oh goodness, and Witch for Mercury was actually the Gundam I actually got into first. So and that and G Gundam, which I've been told is not really Gundam, but I'm like, nah, man, it's robots, it's fun.
Gundam.
It's Street Fighter Gundam, it's fun.
Yeah.
And amongst your credits, whether you want to take credit for it or not, is you were the inspiration for one of our Geek Gala games one year, or 2 years
Yes.
actually. It was actually pretty popular for a while. So your Undead Norm comic was one of the first comics that you had done when we first met. And you were doing that series. And we actually created a game called Daleks versus Zombies, right? So we actually printed out images of the Undead Norm characters, and we spread them all over one of those rugs that you get from IKEA for kids that looks like a little town. And then we hand made very crude Daleks. I think it was literally like some kind of
Paper.
cone with a
Paper?
golf ball on top and then
I
paper
think so.
stripes.
Yeah.
And then we put it on top of remote control cars that we got from the Dollar General. But you would go around trying to see how many zombies you could knock over without knocking over the non-zombies in like
Yes.
30 seconds, and you got tickets for that. So it was
I mean, it's got Daleks and zombies. You can't really go wrong.
I mean,
with
like,
that.
could you not? Could you not? How could you not? So yeah, I think the hardest part was that we realized that was a lot of bending over to reset up all the zombies. So
I imagine so, but
we had to find younger volunteers to do that game, and then they were like, "Can we put it table height?" But it was like, yeah, so it was fun. But it was fun. We had a good time.
I'm glad to be a small part of the geekery stuff, the Charlotte Geeks for a long time. So y'all always have fun.
Yeah, when Matt and I first started dating and we were moving from one house to the other, and he first saw all the stuff that I had been hoarding from past galas, and he's like, "What are these?" And I'm like, "There's a story, trust me, but those are supposed to be Daleks. I know they don't look like Daleks, but just pretend they're Daleks."
Look,
And
it's a trash bag full of zombie children, Matt. What the
I mean, we were working with the BBC budget.
we were.
All the money was going towards charity. Come on.
I just remember first place I lived with Joey, and we had our friend little Chris living there too, and we would take turns hiding the creepy Cindy zombie doll
Yes.
in the shower in different places. So you'd always early in the morning you'd like wake up because somebody was screaming, and I put that in the shower. That's right. Little Chris is petrified for the day.
Yes,
So
it's
I got used to
still
a
talks to
house
us
full of weirdness.
with the way we terrorize him. But he had the best scream. That was the problem. If he wasn't such a good scream queen, we wouldn't terrorize him the way that we did.
Oh,
But yeah, Creepy Sydney was definitely part of that year too. So yeah. Yeah, that was the night of the Living Geeks where everything was zombified. So we did the Undead Norm game. We had Stan Peel, who works in theater, did an amazing job. Carrie Cranford, um, she's now at Davidson Community Theater. She went and zombified all these dolls that people donated, and then he made these sets where it was like a zombie daycare, and the dead babies were crawling all over. And oh my gosh, it was so much fun.
It
So
was
much.
quite a production. It was pretty
Yeah,
cool.
it's quite a production, but
So have
well,
you been
yeah.
at all of the markets? Because I
No,
know
Not
you've been
all
on
of them.
several.
No,
yeah.
I think we only got to go to one of them. I was one of the Geeks Got Talent judges one year. No, we might have
Yeah.
been to two of them. I think we just came to a second one.
You came to
But
the one last year, and then I think
yeah.
then you were a judge in 2014, and then when we did our first market in 2016, you came. But then I think
I think
with
I just sent
between your
artwork a couple
yeah,
times.
and you sent artwork that you gave for
Yeah.
the donations and
But
stuff,
yeah.
which you've
Yeah.
been your art has been part of almost all of them.
In
But you
some
haven't
way, in
always
some
been
way.
able to physically attend because you do live in Charleston. So
Yeah.
it's a little bit. It's a little bit. But
Yep.
um that was always one of the good parts about going to Atomicon is that we would always see you. So and Steen and I
Oh, right.
actually met at a gaming con because we
Yes.
both had
Oh.
tables at a gaming con because at that time we didn't know that gaming cons people don't actually buy stuff, they game all the time.
The funny thing is everyone wanted me to draw their characters, which was fine with me. I
Right.
love drawing people's OCs. So like every so often I'd be like, oh Joy, I gotta step up
Yeah.
from this game we're doing. Let me go draw this thing real quick.
But there was like two or three of us girls sitting there, and there was gaming tables in front of us that were empty, and we were sitting behind our tables and people would walk by. Also, it was a lot of gamer guys, and I don't want to be biased, but they didn't know how to talk to us. It was very intimidating to have three females in a row
Yeah.
that were not con babes. We weren't there to like bring you in. We were actually trying to talk to you. And so we just would start. We played Miskatonic School for Girls about trying not to
Mhm.
go insane. We would try all these different games, and then if we just sat right in front of our booths, and then if people
Yeah.
wanted to, it was really
And the
cute.
showrunners were so nice, like, and
Yeah,
they definitely were. They explained some of the games, and I think you explained a couple of them too. Because I was like, I
yeah,
don't know what we're doing with this.
yeah. Because we did the Mexican train games with the dominoes and stuff like that.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, we had fun. Yeah, so it was good. And kittens in a blender. That's a
With the
horrible
cat and
game.
scream.
That's a horrible game. Yes, where the cats would scream.
Don't listen. Don't
But
listen,
it's
Nick.
definitely fun.
Don't worry. They're not going to put you in a
No
box.
cats were harmed. No
No,
cats were
well,
harmed.
it's a game where you're trying to keep as many of your color cats as you can, and then you're trying to be the one with the most cats at the end of the game. But in order to do that, you have to like put other people's cats that are in your hands in the blender. And then if you blend, they're done. But it's beautiful artwork.
It was a beautiful artwork.
yeah.
But we'd be like, no, not Taco Cat, not Ninja, no.
Save the kitties.
Save the kitties. Yes, you're a horrible person, but a percentage of the profits went to animal shelters. So
So
It's true.
very
It's
that was
true.
how we would solve our conscience on that one.
Yes.
I'm trying to
Matt.
keep it serious.
Little
No, no,
little
no.
did he know when he
Oh.
started dating me what he was going to have happen. So
I'm trying to not put your butt right on camera, Nick.
Oh goodness. It's
What?
that kind of stream now.
You got to save that for the only pause. How else are we going to make rent?
In this economy, you got to do what you got to do.
You got to sell the beans in the butt, man.
What's that Mikey Mason song? Look at my butthole.
She's trying. She's really trying, but she's
Oh,
been very
goodness.
needy all day, so she's probably going to be with me all night. You're going, okay, I'm bugging you now. So I apologize. She just needs to be seen.
It's all good. She's very cute.
All right, Matt, your turn for a question. Because we'll just talk.
That's right. Well, it's not really about your art, but I still remember one. I think it was your husband's one of my favorite cosplays. That you both cosplay really well, but he had one of the ventures.
Oh, Rusty Venture.
Oh, Rusty
Oh
Venture.
gosh,
Oh.
it was
Yes.
just perfect at a Heroes Con one year. And
Yes.
I don't know what year that was, but it was a while back. But my gosh, I
Breather.
didn't know who he was, and then it was
And then
just
it's like, oh, hey,
awesome.
Scott. Yeah, I don't know. It was funny because at Heroes Con, because it's Father's Day weekend, he'd always used to joke about being trash dads on Sunday. So that year it was Rusty Venture. I fear there's other ones that I can't think of right now, but he's been like several trash dads on a thing. But
Well, and
it's
when
always so
he
fun.
shaved his head, he did Avatar: The Last Airbender, and he did a
Yes.
really good job with that. And he sewed his costume himself, part of that,
Yes.
didn't he? Yes, I remember that. He
He
worked
and
hard on that.
yes, and I used to draw the arrow in his head, but then we found tattoo paper existed,
Oh.
and I was like, yes, that is
That is
what
better.
we're doing from now. And
He
there's
used to
been
do-
several times we had to put it on there, and he's got to kneel down for me and just wet the tattoo for him. It's a lot of fun.
We had
But
Matt do tattoos one year because we were doing a tiki theme, and somebody had said that they would sponsor, they would make a donation to the charity event if Matt put on a hula skirt and the coconut bra. And so we found him some tribal tattoos. Those things stayed on for weeks.
They do. They stay on so well. Like the one Scott had to use for the thing, and also like they don't let the sun go through very well. So if like he was only out in the Charlotte heat for a little bit, but he had a little bit of a sunburn. So he had an arrow on his head for a little bit.
On his head. Oh no.
He kept having to wear hats to work for a little bit. He's like, I don't want anyone to ask too many questions. It's just like, it's totally work casual. It's fine.
Didn't want anyone to know he was the Avatar.
Yeah.
We kept most of Matt's tattoos like underneath where he would wear a t-shirt. So not too much of it showed through, but we'd be sitting there watching TV and I'd be like taking little, alcohol wipe pads and trying to wipe them off. And he's like, ow, until eventually it finally came off. But we're
I think this is more painful than a real tattoo.
Cosplay is pain. I mean, no matter what you wear, there's always something that's going to cause some problems.
Yeah. The worst part for me is forgetting I have something on my head and then getting in my car and banging my head. Like, I mean, this is soft, it's just, it's got foam or whatever, but some of mine are the metal, like headpieces, and I have hit my head and like dug them into my brain. And then it's like, and then I have to drive home and be like, I hope I don't have a concussion. This is happening now. So don't tell Carol about that. She'll never drive with me again.
At least not when you're wearing something on your head.
No. Well, because I'm 5'10". I mean, like you wouldn't necessarily have the same problem because we're different heights. But yeah, at 5'10", and then you get in, and we have an SUV, so you're stepping up, so you have to hoist. So you're going with a little more momentum than if you were getting into like a sedan.
Yeah.
And then it hurts. So, but we won't talk about that anymore. So
it's all good.
Cosplay is pain. But of course you've done like River Song, and you did Princess Peach too, didn't you?
I didn't do Princess Peach, but I've done Miss Joke from My Hero, while Scott did Eraserhead from My Hero Academia. Yeah. So another tired dad looking costume. That's what Scott likes to do now. Because you get a certain age, you're like, I want the easy ones that I can look tired and be fine in. I'm actually working on Toph Beifong from Avatar, so I'm hoping to maybe convince Scott to do another Avatar one, because I always wanted to do it, but finding time for everything is difficult. But I'm like, I'm doing it. I got this. This is the year we get stuff done.
And do you do your art full time?
Yes, I do. So I've been doing art full time for at least 8 years, I think. I had to think about it.
That is
I started
amazing.
thank you. I started making comics and getting serious about art right before my son turned 1. So it's been around almost 13 years now. Because he'll be 14 next year. So yeah, like I recommend if people want to start an art career to do it before you become a parent.
I can imagine that would, interrupt you quite a bit.
Yes, I mean it's been a wonderful journey, but yeah, like I was designing doormats for a while, so people were literally wiping their feet on my artwork, and
Oh
now
my
they get to
God.
put it on their wall. So like yeah, but it helped find Undead Norm for because self-publishing is expensive and all, so it helped kickstart everything into it. But yeah, I do coloring for other people's comics sometimes. I'm working on something right now. I don't want to jinx it yet, so I don't want to say what it is yet. But it's been comics and art and conventions and the geekery market and everything. They've always been such a joy to meet so many different people and get to collaborate with different people and all. It's been a wonderful, wonderful time.
Yeah, that's been one of the kind of cool things that we've noticed as starting to trend a lot is like we had Kat McGill from Leveled Up Geek on a few episodes ago. And she actually has done some jewelry that goes and that with the artwork that one of the authors did for one of her romance or not romance books, but they're a couple in the book, Gwyneria Blythe. So now we kind of have that, and then we have like Kirsten who does the rooted dandelion, and she's done special tea blends for some of the people. So it's like it's kind of fun to see who starts to partner with each other. And sometimes it's as
Yeah.
simple as like we sat next to each other at a con and became friends, and now you're part of the geekery market, and like
Yeah.
and kind of seeing how those relationships have morphed into partnerships and successful work collaborations and stuff like that, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, that's what I always like about art, comics and stuff in general, because people always ask me, like, well, what's your end goal and stuff? I'm like, it's really no linear path for it. We all meander and cross our paths different ways and stuff. It's because you can create so much different stuff. It might as well just find what makes you happy.
Yeah.
Just keep on the path.
Yeah.
Yeah, like waking up in the morning and still being excited about what I do wherever it goes, so
Yeah.
I think that's important too. So
And the camaraderie. We all have to give each other a little bit of boost sometimes,
oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I was reading a book the other day, and it was an author who I happen to know from the con circuit, and I stopped myself and I said, I'm really enjoying this book, so I need to stop and I need to message them and tell them I'm reading your book. I'm really enjoying it. Of course, maybe I should have waited till the end because their comment back was, I hope you still say that once you're done reading, which I did. But, it was kind of funny. But it was like sometimes we forget to like just stop and say, hey, I was looking at your art today and it really made me smile, or I was reading your comic book, and
Yes.
you kind of need that if you want to see that business continue, that artistry continue. You need to support it, and sometimes we don't have an unending supply of money, but you can share their work, you can tell them, you can keep them encouraged just so that they don't stop, because it can be a lot.
Yeah.
And
And
there's the
that's
haters out there, so.
And that's why you got to counteract all the haters and stuff. That's one reason why I like streaming my artwork on Twitch. And I've even met a lot of really cool artists on Twitch as well. But it's like, a lot of creation is done in private, kind of closed off by yourself. And it's so easy to get in your head and be like, no one cares about this. Why am I doing this? Especially when it's a deadline and you're like, why am I staying up so late doing this? No one cares. But like, no one is ever going to be like, you annoy them by telling them that you like their stuff or giving a good
No.
be the positivity you want to see, and you want people to give you got to return it back, and sometimes you might not get it returned, but that's okay. Just I like to as you said, like I like to put the positive stuff out there and let them know that I appreciate them.
Yeah, the only time that I think a artist or an author or whatever may get slightly tense about you telling them how much you love their artwork is if you're not in a position, if you're at a convention or an event and you're not in a position to buy it and you're blocking the table from everybody else. That would be the one time that we would say, that is great. Please step to the left so that others can come in and buy. You can still tell me how much you love my work, but just don't block it from other people.
Yes, we do appreciate our friends, but sometimes they do become table barnacles. You're like, I love you. I want to talk to you about this, but right now it's work time. Just for a few moments.
Yes, like I need gas to get home. Can you move? So
yes.
So speaking of tables and booths, are you going to be taking any pre-orders before the convention or the market or?
Yes, I probably about a month before the event happens, I'll be taking some sketch commissions and probably so I can get some digital ones ordered too, kind of thing. But I'll open it up on my website or my Ko-fi.
Okay.
But I'll post on my socials about it.
So if you want to get us, if you like Christine's style of art and you would like to get something special done for somebody for the holiday season, make sure to check her out. And where can we find you online? Everywhere, but yeah.
Pretty much everywhere. It's ChristineBrunson.com, but I'm Steen Brunson, STINEBRNSUN, most places like Instagram, Twitch, Facebook, all the ones, Yeah. But yeah.
And if you go to the Geekery Market page, we do have a list of all the artisans and we do have everybody's main profile connected. So if you go there, you can find them all the other places. Or if you go to the line notes of this podcast, whether it's audio or video, we'll put the website in there as well. So make sure to check that out. But and definitely check you out on Twitch. It's always fun to see and watch that. So that's cool. Twitch is the one I'm still working on. I'm like, someday I'll figure out how to Twitch stream while we're recording and doing other things, but I'm not quite there yet. We were talking at the beginning. I'm still trying to learn how to do all the TikTok videos and do the little clips and stuff. So I will get there someday.
There's always so much more to do.
Yeah.
Well, Steen, thank you so much. First of all, just for being my friend for so many years, and but also for coming on the podcast and being part of the Geekery Market, and definitely check it out. I don't know if you've been to the Geekery Market page, but your booth is actually in the middle of the Geekery. If you go to geekerymarket.com, you can see Steen right there.
Aww.
And that is Steen. That's not her twin sister. That is Steen. So.
No, that's not my twin. But I'll Sheila, and thank you for having me as well, and for being a wonderful friend for goodness over a decade now that I think about it.
I can't believe your son's a teenager because that's not what he was when I met him. So yeah, it just blows my mind. But
Time
I can't
flies when you're having fun.
But we'll see you in a few months. And thank you so much. All right. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too.
That was an episode of Guardians of the Geekery. Thank you for listening. Check us out at guardiansofthegeekery.com and stay tuned for more content.